My name is Reid Reasor. Thank you for stopping in. I'm running for the United States Senate in the People's seat currently occupied by Senator John Cornyn for Texas under the Republican ticket. I'm a retired lieutenant colonel, United States Air Force. I was a 20-year pilot and commander. I've been around the world many times. I fought on 3 different continents under 4 different presidents. After a bout with cancer, I retired to Austin, Texas, where I'm a small business owner for Idea Corps. I teach at the college and high school level computer animations and physics. I spend some time working with the homeless, a small co-op, homeschool cooperative, and I spend some time working with the state legislation on higher education reform as well as K-12 reform. I'm running against an established Republican, the Senate Minority Whip, and I'm running against him for 3 specific reasons. First is because he has not opposed the Obama agenda. Now, I want to make sure what you understand what the Obama agenda is in my definition, and that is the globalist statists that are trying to decrease America and increase world control. See, from the far left perspective, if you have wealth and money, you've taken it from somebody else. You haven't earned it on your own. Someone else either gave it to you or you've been taking it and you've made somebody else underprivileged. They don't see that when you go and create an economy, you help everybody. So in the leftist objectives, under their stated objective, is that America must decrease so that the world must increase. The people have always thought this way in the past. It is not forward thinking. It's actually backward thinking. It's going backward to central control over the people by the government, and that the government decides not only the ends, but they decide the means. Now, here is how people come to this type of decision. They go, I'm smarter than you. I'm more intelligent than you. I'm better informed. I'm so right. I'm justified in taking away your human rights, your property, and your prosperity so that I can decide what to do with them. People have thought like this throughout history. It goes all the way back to the Greeks, the Romans. It's current day called communism. It's in Mao, Stalin, Trotsky thought these, and those people, Pol Pot and Leopold, have killed millions for this very thinking. It is the way they think today. My senator, your senator, has not stood up against this type of thinking. He has not taken Holder to task, as Holder has violated the First Amendment, the 4th, the 6th, the 10th, the 14th. This for numerous Department of Justice violations of integrity and ethics. Holder needs to be taken to task. Holder was the man who stormed an ROTC building with an armed weapon and held students at gunpoint. That's how radical he is, and he needs to be taken to task. I believe he needs to be impeached and prosecuted. He hasn't taken the Department of Homeland Security to task, and its domestic military buildup. The Constitution says Congress is the only people that can equip a military, yet here we have an executive branch building itself into a military structure with a huge amount of insane ammunition purchase. What is the purpose of that? He hasn't faced Obama directly and said, Obama, you have violated the 1st, the 2nd, the 4th, the 5th, the 6th, the 8th, the 9th, the 10th, the 14th, 27th Amendments of the Constitution of the United States. Obama has taken the Bill of Rights. Obama has violated Article 1, Article 5, Article 6. He's illegally sit on the United Security Council. He's lied about Benghazi. He's sold out Israel to a nuclear Iran. He's given away key technologies under the United Nations Sea Treaty and 52 other direct abuses of the Constitution. Cornyn's voting record shows that he actually has supported big government. In years that he's not up for election, he's voted for every tax increase, for every spending increase, for every debt increase. He's actually voted for the NDAA, which violates your 6th Amendment rights of indefinite detention to fund the ACA, which basically is a violation of your 1st Amendment, your 4th Amendment, your 10th Amendment. Second reason that I'm against Cornyn is he is not a leader in social issues. Beyond advice and consent and protecting Texas and standing up for the Constitution, of which he has failed to do, he has to identify social issues and lead and get government out of the way where government is hurting people. Detroit, 73% dropout rate, 386 murders. Baltimore and Indianapolis, 70% dropout rate, both cities, over 180 murders. Inner city decay is huge all across our nation, caused by 2 very powerful things. Failed education caused by control, the Environmental Protection Agency destroying our cities, which are nodes of commerce around industry. African Americans haven't woken up in your cities and realized that the 2 things that are keeping you down in those cities are your educational failure and no access to jobs, add the inability to own anything through taxation, and those 3 things are the same things that have been used for 360 years to keep minorities down. No education, no jobs, no ownership. It should be a very familiar formula. It should be very upsetting. Those things are controlled by government. That's not a racial issue. It's the government issue that is accomplishing that. Our people are dying, and our senator has failed to address those. The third reason I'm against Cornyn is because he's violated his oath of office to support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic. When you illegally vote down the Fourth Amendment of the Constitution of the United States, you become a domestic threat to the Constitution of the United States against my oath of office. That's why I'm standing up against this man. He was one of the 79 senators that said, I do not support the Fourth Amendment. First of all, who are you that you think you have the right to take the Bill of Rights? The Senate has no power to do that. The House has no power to do that. The Supreme Court has no power to do that. Rest assured, if everybody in Washington, D.C. all got together and said, we're going to take the Fourth Amendment of the Constitution of the United States, they have no power to do it. We, the people, the states, have to yield that right to the federal government. Go read Article 5 in the 10th Amendment. When he voted down the Fourth Amendment, he not only voted down your privacy, he voted to take it. He increased spending under Senator Feinstein's Senate Intelligence Committee to fund illegal NSA spying on you domestically. He funded to increase that. He also voted for Black Protocol to use there. Now, what Black Protocol means is that you do not have to admit that you're doing it. You do not have to admit to Congress that you're spending it. You do not have to admit to people outside of these black programs that you are doing anything. So why am I different? Well, because my oath is written in blood. When I was 23 years old, I planned and led a mission where a helicopter crashed. And I got to watch 14 of my friends come out of that helicopter on fire and burn to death. Since that time, I voted I would never go back on my oath against the Constitution of the United States for those 14 and for the 27 others that are dead after that and the 700,000 that have died to give these rights in the first place. Do you understand? We fought the Civil War for the Bill of Rights. The Republicans in the North shed 640,000 lives from both the North and the South were shed to fight over extending the Bill of Rights to African Americans by the 14th Amendment. That's what it was all about. That's what the Civil War was over. And right now, 640,000 people who died in that war, we are spitting on their graves and we trample all over the Fourth Amendment like we're doing right now. I'm also not a wealthy man. I'm just an average business owner. In fact, I left home when I was 18 years old. I had $5 in my wallet. I had a bus ticket to the Air Force Academy, and I joke with my kids. I'll go, I didn't want to take my mom's luggage, so I left with my clothes in 2 paper bags. And I'm never going to be a rich millionaire because I don't want to do that. I am, however, a student of violent history, a scientist. So I understand exactly, and I can explain exactly why solar power is not ever going to be a main power for us. I'm not bought and paid for. I don't take any corporate money. I don't take any PAC money. I don't take any campaign contributions from any political party. The only money I take is from mom and pop people who will share it with me in gas money so I can get around Texas with my wife and share this message. And I plan to stay that way. So what I'm about is liberty. And that means get us back, get your Bill of Rights back, get your Constitution back. If we don't take it back now, it's gone forever. Do you know the Constitution of the United States and the Bill of Rights is the most foreign studied document in the world outside of religious texts because of our inalienable Bill of Rights that has given us the freedoms to achieve so much in so little time. And our own government is trying to take those away. The very means of our success they've destroyed. We've got to get back to the Constitution. We've got to get back to being a law-abiding country. We've got to get back to our rights. I'm also about integrity. I will never lie, cheat, or steal, nor will I tolerate anybody that does. I'm not a politician, and I'm not a lawyer. I'm just a simple scientist, a historian, and a warrior. And my oath is written in blood, and I'm not ever going to lie to you. Last one is I believe in prosperity, and that means we've got to get the government out of the way and where it's hurt people, and we need to have the government facilitate success. The Constitution says provide for the common defense and promote the general welfare. When our own government destroys our general welfare in our cities and creates the poverty in those cities, then our government needs to be held accountable to get out of the way and allow us to come back in and help our cities. At this point in time, our terrorists, we are doing all these things in the name of terrorism. Do you know what our terrorist goals were? To remove our rights, to remove our freedoms, to destroy our economy, to remove our world influence and get us out of Israel and sell Israel out. That was the terrorist goals. The terrorists did not achieve those. We did that to ourselves. Our government did that to ourselves. And it's embarrassing. We can take our country back. But we, the people, have to be the ones to take the power away from the money changers, take the power away from the millionaires, take the power away from the corporate interests, and find an honorable person that you can support. Find that person, support that person, promote that person, share that web page. I'm not going to take out any ads. You won't find me on TV and you won't find me on radio. The only place you'll find me is right here speaking to you. So it has to be you working on the campaigns for us. Just an anonymous person out there saying, here's a person that might actually represent us honorably. I ask you to consider that. I ask you to consider Reid Reasor as your next U.S. Senate, and a senator that will actually stand up for America, America rights, and our own liberties, our prosperity, and our integrity. Thank you so much. Blessings on you, blessings on us.